Right wing to Dirk against Nance. Isolation, right baseline, jab step, up fake.
There it is.
The greatest international scorer in the history of basketball has become the sixth to score 30,000 points.
Though, guys, Russell Westbrook, how about this, scoring a career-high 58 points, but loses to the Trailblazers. No player has scored that many points in a loss since Kobe Bryant did it in December of 2006. He's the fifth player ever to lose 4 games when scoring more than 45. It's unbelievable. Here's Russ after the game.
Just missed him, made him all game, missed that one, but sorry.
That's got to be frustrating. Have a career night, you're knocking those down, and then...
Yeah, it is, but at the same time, man, we put ourselves in that position where we should be defending at a high level, and, that's definitely shots that I'll live with because I make those 9 out of 10. Just happened to miss that one.
Max, he balls, they still lose. Do you feel bad for Westbrook?
Tough to feel bad for him. Not just, he's a millionaire athlete and all this, but whatever. The guy wants to win. He's super competitive. But it's tough to feel bad for him when his personality is so alpha. The reason he is my favorite current player in the NBA to watch is he's all aggression all the time. And how often do you get to see anyone in any walk of life perform on an elite level just with unabashed aggression?
It doesn't take nights off.
It's amazing. However, that also maybe holds him back a little bit because when he has tried to defer, it hasn't really worked out for him because of his personality. If there's any reason to feel bad for Westbrook, it's that he's a little short. I mean, when you score that number of points and the last guy to do it in a regular season loss is Michael freaking Jordan before he had a team, you're doing something right. But Jordan, because he's 6'6", could play the off-guard position. Sometimes you bring the ball up, but you're not the primary ball handler and could do what he could do best, which was score, and you could build the offense that way. And Westbrook is really a two-guard in one guard's clothing, and I think it holds him back. If Westbrook was a couple inches taller, I think he may have won a championship already, but he's not, and his personality may be ill-suited for his position, Stephen A.
Well, listen, here's my thing. I'm not going to go as far as to say I feel bad. I've got profound respect for him. He's been a league, one of the top 2 leaders for league MVP all year long. But their recent struggles, the way that they're losing games right now, you do find yourself asking the question, yes, he has to do it all. But does it have to be every night? We're over 60 games into the season, Max. It's an obligation for you as the team leader and the team superstar to bring some of these guys along, to try to bring them along to maximize and squeeze out of them whatever potential they may have inside of themselves. Now, Enes Kanter has been injured. Now you've acquired Taj Gibson. Enes Kanter's coming back. Obviously, you got Steven Adams and the crew. You could possibly make some noise. Don't get me wrong. He has to do everything. But these guys are not scrubs. These guys are not devoid of basketball ability. And when you watch Russell Westbrook play, there are some nights where I looked like when he played against Golden State and he was feeding everybody the ball and these guys couldn't buy perimeter shots to save their lives. There are other nights where I see that he could get others involved, but he's not doing it as well as he could. And so sometimes, I'm not saying most, I'm not saying all, but there are some times where you do find yourself raising your eyebrow and asking yourself, is this what folks who support Kevin Durant meant when they said, you couldn't win with Russell Westbrook? Russell Westbrook wants his numbers. Winning is not the priority to him. Do I believe that? No. I'm going to show Russell Westbrook more respect than that. But there are nights when I find myself scratching my head at some of the things that he does to create a basket, to make an opportunity for himself when there are teammates around him who could have made it easier.
Because his mentality...
And I wonder at times why he's not doing that.
His mentality is attack, attack, attack. And when he feels he doesn't have enough around him, he pulls even harder, and it may be counterproductive. The roster this year, the construction is curious, Stephen A. Not a lot of perimeter shooting, no real legit number 2 scoring option. The problem for that is an excuse for Westbrook, who, again, my favorite guy to watch. The problem with that is history will show that he had a team with KD and James Harden earlier in his career and Ibaka, and when he was on that team, they couldn't win a championship. And then later with KD and Ibaka without Harden, but other interesting pieces, they couldn't win a championship. And now that he's doing it all alone, they can't win a championship. So at a certain point, it's like, oh, okay, Russ, what do you need to win a championship?
Well, what Here's the important part to point out. The reason why Russell Westbrook is a topic of discussion is because of his obvious greatness, being the most athletic point guard in the history of the NBA and being a top 2 league MVP candidate. I'm sorry. I'm here to announce on national television. That's no longer the case right now. He's not a top 2 candidate. And I'm going to tell you why. They've lost 4 straight. They're losing games. And while James Harden continues to excel, and Kawhi Leonard has elevated his stature in the picture, and LeBron is doing what he has been doing, Russell Westbrook is losing basketball games. This is 4 straight. And by the way, who did they lose to? Portland twice. Phoenix and a subpar Dallas Mavericks team.
Yep.
That's 4 losses against mediocre to average teams. That's going to count against you for an MVP.
Let's face it, the only way he's going to win MVP at this point is if he averages the triple-double, and it is touch and go right now. He's right on the brink. If he averages a triple-double, I think it's going to be tough for people not to give him the MVP. The way they gave Miguel Cabrera in baseball the MVP when he won the Triple Crown, when Mike Trout, as usual, clearly deserved the MVP, was the clearly superior player, they gave it to Cabrera because they couldn't resist. The writers couldn't. He got a Triple Crown. We got to give it to him.
I will tell you right now, covering the NBA for over 20 years, I absolutely promise you, if Russell Westbrook continues to lose games, I don't give a damn if he averages a triple-double. They will not vote for him. He will not get it. Not with Kawhi and James Harden doing what they're doing. He will not win the MVP.
Got to win it. Got to get a triple-double and make the playoffs. That's true.
He's going to make the playoffs. He's going to make the playoffs, but it ain't good enough. He's been losing.
He does that with a triple-double, he'll get the MVP. Watch. If he does that with a triple-double.
Trust me.
Well,
Trust me. We can bet you a check. We can do that.
No, when he's that confident, he's hearing things. He's hearing things.